Alright, so these are the puzzles I've been playing with recently, and it's quite a lot. I've mainly been playing with Rex type puzzles, Dino type puzzles, and we've got another Rex type puzzle there, and a Dino type puzzle there, and another Dino type puzzle there. And then these two, which I've not actually been playing with, but I'll get around to explaining what I've been doing with these two in a while. So yeah, so I've been solving this QJ 3x3, which I really like the look of. It reminds me of like candy. That's kind of the way it looks. And I've been solving this Maru 4x4 in clear blue plastic. I've also been really enjoying these Rex type puzzles. So this is a Rex cube with an eye sticker mod. I've not finished solving it yet. I know I'm not going to be able to solve this 100% because these centres, they're going to need orientating, because some of them don't look like they're orientated correctly, and I don't really know how to do that. Then we've got the master skewb, which is a Rex type puzzle. All of these are Rex type puzzles, and yeah, I've forgotten how to solve this, so I tried to solve it anyway, and I was able to solve everything except for the last 2 or 3 corners at the end. So ended up watching, I think it was Twisted Puzzling's tutorial on this, and just looked at the part where he explains how to orientate the corners at the end, and so after that I was able to solve this. Then I took what I knew from this and applied it to this puzzle. It's a similar kind of puzzle. You've got like these dino turns, and then you've got these skewb turns. So I applied what I knew from solving this to this cube, and with some figuring out as well, I managed to solve it. And then I tried solving it again, thinking, oh, I can solve it now, and ended up with one corner twisted, and I thought, okay, that didn't happen last time, so this is, you know, it must be some kind of parity. So I couldn't figure out how to sort out the twisted corner, and I watched one of Pete the Geek's tutorials. It was a tutorial on this puzzle, and I just watched the part where he explains how to kind of solve it in such a way so you don't get a twisted corner, and then I was able to solve this every time. And so I took what I knew from this and applied it to this, and again I had to do some figuring out as well, and I managed to solve it. And it's a really fun puzzle. It's kind of, this is what you would get if these two puzzles had a baby together. So if you combine these two puzzles into one, you know, you would get this. So you've got like these dino turns, like this one, and then you've got skewb type turns, like this one, and like this one. And yeah, fairly challenging, but a lot of fun. I think this is called the Master Skewb as well, even though it's a different puzzle from this one. And then we have this one. It's like I guess a higher ordered version of this one, and you can see I've done most of the white face, and then I started trying to solve the green face. I've got these ones in, but I've been finding it really difficult trying to get 3 green pieces into there. And yeah, and the last Rex type puzzle, the Bauhinia. So there's no way I'm going to be able to solve this completely, but I've managed to get all of these, I guess you call them edges, I've managed to get all of those in place on the puzzle, and I've managed to get all of the centres in place as well. And then I thought, okay, let's try and solve the black face. I don't know if it would be best to put in the little triangles first or the petals, but I thought, let's see if I can get a black petal onto this face. And I managed to do that, but as a result of that it messed up some of the centres. So somehow I managed to get the centres put back without losing this black petal, so it's still on the black face, and that's all I've done up to now. So I think I should be able to solve this a bit more than what I have done, but I don't really think I'm going to be able to get that far on it. And yeah, so the Rex type puzzles, can't remember what this one is called, it's by Lon Lon. We've got another one by AJ, and this is pretty much exactly the same to solve as this one, except this has got a few extra bits to it. The extra stuff that you've got to do on this, which you don't do on this one, you know, it's just a couple of things like the little triangles and like these trivial tips, and you know, solving these little triangles is like quite trivial as well, so I don't really see much point in keeping this one if I've got this one and it's pretty much the same to solve, except there's, you know, a bit more to it, so I'll probably put this one on eBay. Then we have the MF8 grills too, kind of similar to this one, but you've got these 3x3 turns. And can you see the problem with this one? I ended up with a twisted corner again somehow, so I'll have to try and figure out how to sort that out. You know, turning this way, it's absolutely fine, but the 3x3 turns, let's try and get that right. The 3x3 turns are really terrible. It really locks up a lot. I think maybe the red face is the worst one, especially when trying to, you know, these 3x3 faces, they seem to turn the worst if you're trying to turn them anti-clockwise. But you know, it's not so bad that it sucks all of the fun out of the puzzle. I still find this to be quite a lot of fun. Then we've got, you know, we've got the Dino cube, very basic, and it's got these replica Dino cube stickers on it, which I really like. And then this one, I guess it's kind of the next level up from this one. Still very easy to solve, and I think these in brown plastic are the only twisty puzzles in brown plastic that are in existence. And then this one, it's you know, another Dino type puzzle, quite trivial really, just like these two, very trivial. And then you've got the lattice cube, which is it's quite a lot of fun. You know, it's again, it's a Dino type puzzle, but it's you know, there's quite a bit more to it than these three. Here's another Dino puzzle. It's very easy to solve, except for when you get to the end, then it kind of becomes a little bit complicated. And to solve the last few, you know, like these pieces, I don't know what you'd call them, edges maybe, to solve like the last 2 or 3 on this, I kind of stumble my way through it. You know, I kind of mess around, turning things, kind of moving things around, like the top face and stuff, and eventually I'll get it solved, but I don't really know exactly what it is that I'm doing to manage to get those last few pieces solved. So I would like to figure out exactly what it is that I'm doing to get those last few pieces solved, and then I'll be able to solve it more quickly and more efficiently than, you know, the last bit. And then the last Dino type puzzle is this one. I can't remember what this is called. AJ's Curvy Dino Dodecahedron. And you can see these bits which I'm unable to solve, but everything else is solved on the puzzle. And then lastly, we have these 2 Dayan gem, I think they are 4s. So these are basically the Dayan gems which turn like that, and like, let's see, and like that. So I've not actually been solving these 2. This one, a while ago, it exploded, and so recently I decided to assemble it. It was quite difficult to assemble because it's made up of a lot of pieces. There's a lot of faces, so you're trying to kind of put things together and try and make things balanced so it doesn't fall apart again. And it's got it's got like internal pieces as well, which aren't really attached to anything. So when you're trying to build this up, trying to assemble it, it's very difficult trying to get everything to stay together at first, and it will just kind of like end up falling apart. It's kind of pretty much impossible, I guess. So what I ended up doing is I just used sticky tape, which I got the idea from one of Tony Fisher's videos, where he was assembling a puzzle, and so it doesn't fall apart, he was like keeping pieces held together with sticky tape. So that's what I did with this one, and I managed to assemble it. This one I've decided to sell on eBay because it's the exact same puzzle as this one. I don't need two of them, and it was scrambled, and I thought, well, you know, if I sell it scrambled on eBay, I may not get as much money for it as what I would do if it was solved. So I just took it apart and then reassembled it back into its solved state. And yeah, as I was kind of just like turning the faces and whatever, this blue face, the screw in it kept unscrewing and becoming loose, and this cap would pop off. So I put some super glue on the end of the screw, screwed it in, got the tension right, put the cap on, left it for 24 hours, and now no matter how much I turn it, the screw doesn't loosen. And yeah, it's kind of strange because like this one, it turns pretty well. It's like it's hardly catchy at all. You know, just turns really nicely, whereas this one, it's really catchy. As you can see, it's like it's wanting to pop. Like, I think maybe this white face is like the worst one. This way it's not too bad, but it kind of doesn't feel as smooth as this one. Let's see. So I'm not sure why this one just turns so much better than this one. I mean, this one, it's not really catchy at all. But yeah, this will now go into whoops. I wasn't expecting that to happen at all. I was going to say this is now going to go onto eBay, but yeah, I guess I'll have to assemble it first before putting it onto eBay. But yeah, that was pretty unexpected. That wasn't planned for the video. But yeah, so these are the puzzles that I've been playing with recently. Thanks for watching.